Yo, and hello everybody, Mike here, Baseball Collector, and today is Thursday. The weekend is right around the corner, and looking forward to that, getting done with work this week. But my video from yesterday where I talked about the dilemma of storage, the challenge we all face with storing our collections, man, I got some great feedback from you guys, some wise advice, some great tips, and I'm going to take all of that into account. It's funny, I got the FedEx notification for delivery of all the binders and the pages. So it's 76 binders and about 1,000 pages, which again, I realize 1,000 pages is not going to do it. I'm going to need multiple thousands more. But alone, that is 170 pounds. It said on the FedEx thing, a little over 170 pounds. So my FedEx guy is going to be pissed, but it's coming in 4 different like boxes, or they all have their own distinct tracking numbers. So they're breaking it up, which makes sense. I mean, I don't know how else you'd do it. Certainly not going to send it in one giant box, but yeah, that'll be fun. I may do a few sets just to do it. And one thing that people talked about was the time that it takes to put a set in a binder. And that is 100% true and 1,000% fun. I really enjoyed that process, believe it or not, of putting it in a binder, putting them in the pages. The annoying part about anything modern, 25 to back, basically factory sets, they do not come in number order for some reason. I have truthfully no idea why they don't come in order, but they don't. And so I will need to put those in order. The hand collated sets, they are in order, so that's good. That'll make it easier. And so I'm leaning towards vertical storage with a card in the little spine slot where you would designate the deal. I like both ideas of printing, a label essentially that would slide in there, would keep it uniform across all of the sets. It also, if you think about who's going to be visiting the card room, I'll definitely have plenty of people that know cards, and I'll have even more people that have no idea and will just, oh, okay, that's cool. I get that. And if it's written, they'll at least know a year, versus if they see a card, they won't know what year that is. And maybe that's the test. Like, you can't stay in the card room if you can't identify all the cards on the spines of the binders. That might be a way to weed people out. No, I don't know. I mean, again, people are also asking me on timeline. I mean, I'm still 6 months away from moving into this house at a minimum. So there's no rush on figuring all this out, but it's just fun for me to talk about. It's fun for me to think about. It keeps me excited and engaged in the process, and I am enjoying that. So I do have a couple of cards to show that I got. These were purchases, eBay purchases, on the 5-decade set. These are 2 cards from the 40s. And I'm getting really close on the 40s, actually. I mean, close is a relative term. So I'm down to, for the entire 5-decade set, I'm doing every Hall of Famer in Bowman, Topps, 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, slabbed. Can be mostly PSA, some SGC. I've become a little more open-minded to that. They don't have to be all PSA. And yeah, I mean, it's weird because I saw, Chris from Missouri did a video of this collection that we saw when I was there visiting. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Chris does a good job describing it in his video. He talks through what we saw. So I recommend to go watch that. I don't want to, just repeat what he said, but it's the greatest collection I've ever seen in terms of breadth and value and just volume. And oh my gosh, it was so awesome. And the way he stored it and the way he catalogs everything, and he is insanely meticulous. And so I I feel him. I mean, I relate to him on such a deep level, truthfully. I just would grab a box and start looking through it, and he'd be watching me to make sure I put everything back in the right order. And I'm like, I'm the same way. Like if somebody grabs a thing out of the beast, one of the first things I'll ask is it's all in order? And the answer is yes. And please keep it that way. You know, it's because it took me a long time to get all this stuff in order, and that's probably how he feels too. But it was truly amazing to see a collection like that. I'll never see a better one, because truthfully, you can't have a better one. It's literally impossible to have a better vintage collection than what this guy had. You just can't. I would literally say it's absolutely impossible. He literally had every set from every top set, every Bowman set, play ball sets, T206 set, minus the Wagner and the Plank. He had all of this graded, all PSA. He has 20,000 plus slabs. I mean, it's the T205 set, the T202 Hassan cigarette set, the T3 set. I mean, it went on and on and on, and my jaw dropped every time. So, yeah, Chris does a better job explaining it than I do, but it was something to see. It was very humbling, and yet it was great. Like, he was so great and so nice about it and let us look around. And anyway, I'm down to 23 cards for the 5-decade set for my humble little project. And I still love doing my little project, but the point is that for me, I'm down to these cards that are going to be really, really expensive. I did the math, and to get the last 23 cards is going to be $125,000 ish. If I get kind of the grade that I'm looking for and all of that, hopefully, and that's just going to take a long time, and there is nothing wrong with that. I am not in a hurry to finish this. I'm going to buy the right card at the right time, at the right price when I see it. And that's just going to be how it is. When you're in the hobby for so long, patience becomes not just a virtue, but a necessity. Because I can't do everything today. I don't have the financial resources to just buy everything today. Life gets in the way. Life is expensive too. And so this is a hobby. It is extra money. It is discretionary income that I am spending on cards, and therefore you do it when there is discretionary income. All right, enough babbling. Let's look at a couple of cards from the 1940s. Hang on one second. All right, just two to show, but they are both Hall of Famers, and they are both from the 40s, and I feel like I'm getting down to the end of the cheapies. And it gets really expensive from here. A couple of them won't be, but most of them are. All right, 1949 Bowman, Joe Gordon in this 4.5. This is, I'm down to 2 cards that I need for the 49 Bowman. Who are they? Luke Appling and I think Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra is the other one I need. So 49 Bowman getting closer. Next up, 1941 Play Ball. Chuck Klein, Philadelphia Phillies outfielder, Hall of Famer. He's one of those guys, if you don't know, you should look him up. Great stats. 41 Play Ball, awesome. I still need 3 cards. I need the DiMaggio, of course, which everybody knows. That's my number 1 card that I want to get. I need the Carl Hubbell, which is another card I really want to get, and I need the Lefty Gomez from this set. So people say, well, if you have too many cards, you don't know what you have and what you need, and that happens to me occasionally, but by and large, I know pretty well what I have and what I need. So Chuck Klein there, Flash Gordon there. I love that it says Flash, Joe Flash Gordon. There you go. That is it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Keep collecting.